All right, hi everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. So I am Lee Kessler. I am the VP of Marketing at CharityEngine. This is some of the members of our team, and that's me in the right corner. And I'm going to be walking you through today's webinar on the Krypto release. I wanted to point out our CharityEngine Twitter account. If you're not yet following us at CharityEngine US, please do. We are regularly posting information about our staff. And it's a great way to get to know people like Zolika, our new UI UX developer. If you're noticing a lot of great visual capabilities in the platform, she's spearheading the work we're doing there. You can see Shannon and Pat, who are part of our client services team. What's their motivation? So check it out. It's a great way to stay in touch with who we are. You know, you're talking on the phone with these people, you're emailing them, and we believe that the personal relationship goes a long way. This is our way of kind of keeping you connected to our people. So please check out us at CharityEngine US. You can also follow us at LinkedIn. There's Sean Romani. He's our lead head of data services, and many of you worked with Sean in the past. And then Facebook too, Facebook CharityEngine for Non. So let's jump right in here. First thing I wanted to show you is the ability to add fields and sections to forms. But before I even get to that, I just wanted to show you this. You may have noticed that the update button up here now across the entire platform now contains a lot more of the action buttons. Right here I can preview site, preview landing page, and so forth. So whichever section you're on, you may notice the update now has a drop-down arrow. So that was our effort to really clean up the screen and clean up accessibility to what you're, hopefully you find that very easy to use. So getting back to our new adding fields and sections to forms. This tab, now I'm looking at a particular form, donation form number 3. Most of you, if you've ever built forms, you should know exactly what this, where this portion is. Next to pages is the layout tab. When I go to layout, I can now create a new section or create a new field. Now here you see the section I have of select an amount, and we'll quickly look at the form. This is just a demo form. Select an amount. So that's referring to that section. You'll see the your information section, payment details section, and so forth. So again, I can add sections using create new section, or I can add a new field using create new field. And that is very easy to do. I just simply go to create new field. And if you've built a form field, you know exactly how this works. It takes over and does the exact same thing. It's more just the ease of getting to that, figuring out where you do that. So I would name my friendly name, which is just what we refer to that. Field label is what somebody would see. We select the form that it's part of. We select the section that it's part of. So payment details, your information, or select an amount. Those were our available form sections. And then the kind of form field that it is. So in this case, it's text, your checkbox, content block, so forth and so on. And you see now there's a lot of different kind of field types that it could be. So get in there, utilize it, play around, create a demo form so you can see how it works, and then data type. So again, this is just how it always worked. You display your data options and you fill out a little bit more information there. Your mapping, so whatever form field, if it's not already mapped, you've got your contact fields and transaction fields, and any custom fields that might have gotten built would be part of display data options. That's where if you have custom fields that you want them to map to, you do that here. So this isn't really a training on how form fields works. I just wanted to show you that tab because I think for users it's very cool feature and nice to have the ability to just quickly insert fields. You'll still probably want to, this doesn't affect the CSS. It's not for form design. That would still be done using proper coding, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML codes. If you don't know what those are, then you're probably not going to be able to move this around a great deal, but hopefully people on your team can, or you can always, again, reach out to the CharityEngine client services team. We can help you design really great forms, and they're easy to duplicate, so once we design one, you can duplicate it and move on to the next one. I had mentioned before we've added non-US states lookup in the drop-down field, so we'll take a quick look at what I mean there. So you see right now the country I have is the United States. The states are the United States, all 50 plus the normal normal mailing state regions. In this case, I can switch to Afghanistan, and now when I go to states, it'll give me the options for the states and regions in that country. So next up, I wanted to show you in the Campaigns tool how you can insert field tags for personalization on emails. So let's go to, let's say we wanted to say instead of data-driven, we wanted to have it so that it was a personalized name, Dear Lee. So what we would do is we would just go here, put our cursor there, and we'll do Dear space. We go to our tags. So what I want to show you here is, and this is important to understand, but it actually makes it much easier. You used to be able to copy and paste these in, but now you'll see that it's easier to pick them. I just simply put my cursor there, I went to tags, and understanding the two kinds of components you have here. We have static audience. So an audience would be, that refers to lists. Now it's important to understand with CharityEngine the difference between lists and queries. A list is a fixed thing. So our opt-in list, people opt in to be on a list, or you opt to put them on a list. But that is fixed. You are either on or off a list. So many of you are using the list capability. So you would just merely select which piece you want, audience, initiative audience member first name. I click on that, and it will populate. I can also pull my peer-to-peer fields as well. So if you're creating a peer-to-peer based form, it will pull all of your peer-to-peer information from here. And Legacy actually doesn't have anything at the moment. So that is lists. That's what you're getting here. So if you're sending to a list, you're fine to use this audience component. If you're sending to a query, you either have, you want to go to dynamic audiences. And again, dynamic refers to the fact that the audience will change. A list is a static thing, but a dynamic audience is you're using criteria and filters to find groups. That can fluctuate. People will get into that query based on a number of different live changes. So what's great here is when I'm sending to a query, I select query, then I pull the query that I want to use. In this case, we'll go 2014 annual gala campaign donors. And now it's going to show me all of the fields that are part of that query. To utilize, like if you create a query, if you wanted to include information, that has to be part of the displayed data in your query, one of your column heads. So these are all the column heads from this particular query. So instead of going back and forth and having to wonder if I have that information, I just click on that and it'll show me there. If I go down to BIS Global Employees, this query, it's just going to have these. And all I do is I click on it, person first name, insert, and now when I send this to this query, it will say Lee, comma, dear, or Dear Lee. I should have done it the other way around. But anyways, just wanted to show you how to utilize that. But very cool feature to make it real easy to insert all of these custom fields that you're using. All right, moving on to the Advocacy tool. As I mentioned, just the capability to add media contacts. In this case, I've added James Olson from the Daily Planet. And so you might have a particular contact who you didn't buy the information, we didn't access the information as part of an upload, somebody's new changed or whatever it is, and you just want to insert a media because they're going to be part of your advocacy messaging. If you're not using Advocacy, this currently wouldn't apply to you, but if you are, this is a really good feature. And all you do is you go ahead and you create a new contact, create a new record. We'll look at the Jimmy Olsen one that I have here. That is not a B superhero reference, by the way. Obviously, Superman, it doesn't get more A-list than that. But here we have the media type, the local, international, local, national, the organization that he's part of, prefix, name, nickname, so forth. Location, so where he is located. Social, so the social media information, and then actions. If there were particular actions created around this person, we would do that here. Again, if you're using Advocacy, you'd probably be familiar with doing that, but I just wanted to show you that great new capability because a number of our Advocacy users were asking to be able to do that individual upload. So excited that we were able to fulfill that need. Now we're going to go to batch transactions. So if you've done batch transactions, this should be familiar to you. And we've made a lot of changes for convenience. This is an area that we're really, I would say every release, when you come into CharityEngine, you'll see that this is a constantly evolving area. Batch transactions is clearly something that's important and necessary. But the great new feature for us here is that, first of all, this scroll bar. So we now have scroll bars that make it easier. And if this was longer than the page, there would be a vertical scroll bar as well. So easier to stay within your lines. But this is what I want to show you. You can now do event batch information. So I pick my event that I'm tying somebody into, golf tournament, the ticket type, I select it, and then how many tickets. So I'm able to do, and obviously you're tying that information into the contact info and their payment info and such, but it allows you to do this batch import of event registrations. So really great feature that we're super excited to be able to add to. If you have questions about managing batch transactions, again, reach out to our client services team. Probably not something I'd be able to walk you through right here, but we are happy to do what we can to make it easier to use. The other function that was requested that we added in this one is the ability to do acknowledgement letter sent. So let's say you're doing a batch entry and you have an acknowledgee and you want to be able to confirm that, yes, we're uploading the information right now, but the letter was already sent and taken care of. It's just a simple checkbox. And the place that gets done is going into our in our layouts. We'll show you how we manage our fields. So now we have our general section. This is under our acknowledgee info section, acknowledgement letter sent. So I would just go ahead and create a new field to do this, but I'm going to show, since it's already set up, I'm just going to show you what went into it. We'll go to manage, and again, classic form field. So friendly name, this is what we refer to it internally, what you would search for. This is what people would see on the outside when it's displayed, although obviously this is not an end user facing form, but it is indeed a form. So this is what somebody filling out your batch information would see. The form it's tied to is our default batch template. The section is acknowledgee info, so I just pick which section that applies to, and then the type. And you can see here all these different types of form fields that can be added. So if you haven't used this in a while, you'll definitely want to get in there and play with it. We've done, again, a lot of work to make this very robust, this batch transaction capability. So we just select that, and that's probably all the data we need. Oh, sorry, at the end is batch template. It's not. I knew there was something. Here we say just show by default for section. You can have that or not, and that just shows whether or not it appears as a default selection, or you can show for payment types. So we can select all, or we can say I only want to see that button if it's credit card or if it's ACH or a couple of those, and then by default payment type. So play around with that just to see what that does, but just wanted to show you where that capability is. Go ahead and update, and that will be there. So, all right, we're doing pretty good on getting through our capabilities here. I don't like to make these too long because I know you have a lot of work to do, but just wanted to put it in front of you, and you could see how easy it is to use some of these things. So our custom report builder, that was part of what we did in the last release. That's this button right up here. You click on the gears, and what it will do is it allows you to pull data from this particular form. So I'll briefly address it just because it is important. You set up your filters the way you want. So I want everyone who's paid by check quarter to date. And then, so now I've set my parameters. I'm going to build a report based on that. And then I'm going to say these are the columns I want to export. So I just go through and I click through. Now you see I have already created mine. I called it check transactions quarter to date for Lee. So I can look through any of my reports here. I only have one report built at the moment. But there's that. And if I want to schedule this, so now I say, okay, I've got my report. This is what I want to see. I want to get this delivered to my inbox every day, every week, every month, or so forth. I just go to the schedule export button. This won't appear until you've saved it. Sometimes it may require logging in and logging out for this part. If you ever notice with CharityEngine, sometimes signing back in, a lot of the updates will take place. If you ever run into that, it didn't. Not always, but it's a nice little fix if you ever do. And I just go here, I click on the schedule export, and the job name, when I want to start it, how frequently, and then who I want to send it to, and I can do commas as well. And I just go ahead and save, and that will export to me whenever on that particular interval. So this is really important because we pride ourselves on our ability to deliver data, and in the past it was our canned reports or our queries, and you'll see we're really evolving our ability for you to just pull that data directly from the search and manage screens, which is probably where you spend a great deal of your time. So again, set up your filters based on that. You can also apply your advanced filters to make sure who you're displaying is granular. And quarter to date will change. So as that quarter changes, this report will update. It's not stuck to this quarter and that's it forever. That is an ever-changing, that scheduler pulls ever-changing information. You can also, I'll point out that you can also find your reports in the Reports and Analytics section, My Report Builder, so they're in the top left. So you can see all the reports, the custom reports that you've built, and pull them directly from there. One other cool feature that had been requested, and I'm actually really excited about this because I think that adding personalization is so important. If you use the CMS capability, and the people have passwords of some sort, particularly if you're doing peer-to-peer, you can custom change your password reset. So somebody loses their password or forgets their password and they request their password to be resent, it will come directly to their inbox. But here you can actually change the password reset. And to do that, that is under Templates, under Shopping Cart. So this would be under Shopping Cart. If you have this component, that's where you would manage. Shopping Cart is where you manage a lot of the CMS. So we go to Templates and Password Reset. So there I went to System All. It shows all of my templates. I go to Password Reset, which is an email type template. Go there. I go to my primary file content, and here I can go in and I can change the wording here. So I can create more personalization. Right now it's saying just a very general template style word, but you can say, hey, oops, you forgot it. We're still here for you. We love you, that kind of thing. So so just wanted to show you that little bit of personalization that can now be done in something that people tend to use a lot. So that is it. If you do have questions, feel free to reach out to our support team. If you want to reread the release notes, remember you can go at the bottom of every screen. You have CharityEngine CE version and the release notes, and you go up here and to the top, fill out that information and pull down the one you're looking for. And you can also reach out to me at marketing@charityengine.net. Reach out to our support team. You'll find them in the Help Center. And at the bottom of this screen, we have some of our information for reaching us. Again, follow us on Twitter. It's one of the best ways to stay in touch with what we're doing, find out about new things, and get to know the people who are helping you every day. That's it. Again, I'm Lee Kessler. Thank you for taking the time to join us on this webinar of the new releases. I hope you found it helpful. And again, marketing@charityengine.net. Happy to answer any questions as you continue to use CharityEngine and prosper. Thanks so much.